what is PSU and how does it mean to you?
PSU is just a community of really passionate individuals like coming together to like create change in Philly. It means to me that I have like someone to lean on when I need to talk about something serious and when I can like talk about creating change to create a better Philadelphia.
So could you give a quick summary of PSU?
So PSU, the Philadelphia Student Union, it's like a collection of a bunch of students from different cities, different schools, and there are a bunch of school chapters, and basically the goal of PSU is to discuss the issues about your school district, and how we as students can address those issues and the power that we have to like create action and what to do about those issues.
How do I condense over 25 years? We're an organization started by young people, supported by people who support young people. We try and develop these young people into leaders. We're trying to attract leaders, so a lot of folks already have leadership qualities, but if you don't, Philly Student Union is a space where you can build those skills, whether it's public speaking, it may be a media piece you like, but definitely like how to build relationships with your peers and others, and definitely like how to fight for things that matter to you, starting with education, but we believe like members of Student Union, our goal is to ensure that folks are like lifelong learners, lifelong critical thinkers, lifelong folks with the lifelong ability to support themselves in the things that matter to them. Student Union actually started with a group of students, I believe coming out of Masterman actually in the 90s. I believe this was like 94. Then there were a number of different things that happened before we became a 501c3 organization. There was a cafe actually called the White Dog Cafe. They used to be like a fiscal sponsor for us. And then, as the years went on, we were able to attract more adults with more skill set to help us shape up into an official organization, not just sort of like a community space that was supported by other folks. What's really cool about that is, students recognized that the education that they were receiving and the education that their peers were receiving, they were not equitable. And across the board, whether you went to a magnet school or you went to a traditional neighborhood public school, we weren't getting the things that we needed as students, whether it was the funding, the rigor of the education you get, the types of classes you're afforded to, and sort of what that education sets you up for when you get out of public school.
And education could be here to actually voice their opinions. The way that the conversation went, I really wasn't able to express my opinion.
Too many people in the education arena are talking to themselves in an echo chamber, and no one's listening to them. We need people that can talk to the kids that they respect, understand, and look up to.
Okay, we are meeting now, but I'm asking you, could you meet with students?
We're really big into like developing critical consciousness, the ability to not just look at things as they are and just take them for that, but to really understand like why is it the way that things are. So for me, a lot of the things that I recognized existed, but I didn't have language for it, or I hadn't had experiences with it, or opportunity to like build with other folks around stuff that we saw. So like I knew poverty existed, I knew capitalism existed, but I didn't exactly understand like, what does that mean being a black kid in Philadelphia? Like arguably like one of the most expensive, but also one of the poorest big cities. Like that's something that didn't really click, but because of that foundation of critical thought, like it's made more sense for me as I've gone from like a student into like, I'm 33 now, so I've been living my adult life for quite some time now. being ever present of the conditions that exist. Like racism still exists, profiling still exists, based off of your education, your own family history. Like there are so many different barriers that can cap you up from different things, right?
I go to a school that has a PSU chapter, and having a PSU chapter has created a place for me to talk about issues that have gone on in my school and given me like outlets to fix them. Like that just gave me like a good opportunity to really think about the problems that are happening in my school and like give me like an outlet to like process that, and like how it's changed me. Like I am like able to like think about like aspects of Philly that I had never like thought about before PSU. So just having that all come together was really great for me.
To me, it is like a community that I've joined, and one that I hold close to my heart.
This year we have a really nice YT cohort, the youth leadership team, and it's been nice to see everybody meeting, sharing in struggle from different schools across the city and seeing their similarities and differences and getting to know each other and offering their unique perspectives to each other. And I guess that's what organizing is all about, getting everybody together. So it's just been nice to see that with our YLT especially.
I feel like it's given me like a means of like reaching out to people, kind of. Like when you're by yourself and trying to like fight a topic, it's really hard to like find like who you can go to like get the ball rolling. So like I feel like PSU is like a really good organizing power.
Leaders, we are leaders. Thinkers, we are thinkers. Artists, we are artists. Innovators, we are innovators. Organizers, we are organizers. Youth, we are a youth movement.
PSU is like youth-based basically organization. Then we just come together and talk about things. What it means to me, it's fun to be here really and talk about things and express it with other people. Building relationships within it, and like also in school with things that I feel needs to change and like has been like very impactful. So it's like with the bathroom policy at our school, we done petitions and things like that around it to like help in things that we need with our school, and then PSU has really like made a very good impact on it and helped us along with it.
At the time, that was like a running gag, like, yo, like I don't want to leave student union.
So I was going to high school. I went to Boudin. It was kind of cool. It had this reputation for being like this really smart school, but it was okay.
But there wasn't really anything formulated for that. So a lot of the staff historically have been members or folks that are connected to community that get brought into the organization. I just sort of stuck around with maybe 3 or 4 of my favorite folks at that time. We became alumni after we graduated. And that was like an easy way to get involved. Can still be a part of the citywide. I might chaperone a retreat or a trip. I still had underclassmen friends too. That's the other beautiful thing about intergenerational space like student union. The adult staff may be significantly or not that much older than you. We're not like treating each other based off of like how we think folks are or the age that folks think they are. So I had a lot of friends that were still like about to graduate, so I got to build with them. I got to intern 1 year. That was really cool. And then in 2015, I started working here. So for me, it was like, I'm Philadelphia based. And yeah, just wanting to try and figure out how I could support.
I got involved with PSU the summer before my freshman year at a Police Free Schools rally. It was my first event with local politics, I guess, because I was 14 and but I guess I got involved because at the time it was definitely a time of the whole country where we were kind of going into this new era of political education and kind of realizing what's going on with our city and our country. We advocate a lot for the school funding bill in the state Senate, which did get passed. So we got a ton of money for public schools. Last year we did, at my school at Masterman, we did some campaigning around the facilities and the building conditions of older schools, because a lot of it was happening around like, the facilities with like bathrooms and asbestos, and just older buildings in general don't get as much care. So we did some advocacy around that.
How schools were when I was in school are starkly different than even how schools were just like a year ago, right? Like it's always a constant change. So for me, yeah, I look forward to a future where maybe like some of the challenges we have in just like being able to meet in a school, in the future that wouldn't even be like a barrier for us, you know? That's the sort of stuff that I'm looking for.
Think of young people. It was exactly what we wanted it to seem like all young people can be leaders. We are thinkers, we are artists, we are innovators, we are organizers, and we are youth, a youth movement.